fundamental cell of society. Humans are social beings. They say we are social beings, meaning that we interact with others. We find fulfillment in being connected with others. Nobody grows alone. We flourish in relationships. That is how we are as human beings. We are not like trees that can be alone and flourish in the forest, or be alone and flourish in front of your house. We need people. People need people. Everybody needs somebody. We can't make it alone. It was the African writer John Mbiti who says, I am because we are, and since we are, therefore I am. Can we say that together? I am because we are, and since we are, therefore I am. Meaning that our concept, especially in Africa, the concept of the human person is the human person is because the family exists. Without the family, we don't exist. I am because we are. Part of our identity we get from our family, we get from our environment. The family is the primary place of belonging. It is the family that makes us belong. It is very important to belong. The family plays, therefore, a central role in human growth and formation. The family is what? It is the first school. 2, the first church. 3, the first social club. 4, the place where the foundation of human relationships are laid. The family is the locus of our affection. What does that mean? It is the place where we first have our experience of being held. Being held, being loved, being listened to, being nurtured. I have said it here several times that when people grow up in a manner that they didn't feel the love of father and mother and brother and sister, a lot has gone wrong. It is very difficult for you to preach the love of God to such a person. The one who has never really experienced love at home growing up finds it difficult to understand what you are talking about when you say God loves you. And because many families are today dysfunctional, and this love is not being experienced on the level of many families, that is why there's so much perversion today. And even though people mouth it every day, I love you, I love you, I love you, a lot of it is nonsense. They don't actually know what they are talking about because they have never experienced what it means to be loved and to love. Yes, the family is the structure around which our heart's best wishes entwine. It is around the family that our most profound wishes are entwined. A lot of us have succeeded in career, have succeeded in business, have succeeded in many things. But if the family is in disarray, are we happy? If there is a brother that for the past 10 years, you and him don't they talk, are you really a happy person? If you and your wife are having serious issues, can you go home with joy? With all your success in career, with all your success in business, if you have a son that is on wee-wee, huh? If you have a son that is on cocaine, are you a happy person? Meaning that the family is that institution around which our best wishes are entwined. Our most profound desires and longings happen to be around the family. Even though many times we are looking for money like mad, we forget the family. But we get all that money by like mad, and then if our family scatters, then all our joy is gone. It is upon the family that faith and morality are built. That is why our church sees the family as a domestic church. Faith and morality are built around the family, the structure of the family. The family provides the suitable soil for Christian values and virtues to flourish. They say, show a child the way of virtue when he is young, and he will not depart from it when he grows up. If the child grows up to become 17, 18, 19, and does not know his left from his right, does not know what is good and what is bad, does not know what is evil or what is virtue, you have lost that child, haven't you? If you think that when he is 21, he will decide for himself what is good and what is bad, haven't you lost him? Because the television, the internet, they will teach him now. There will be people on the internet to teach him and show him the way. Unfortunately, many times the wrong way. The family provides the soil, yes, for Christian virtues, the virtues of love, of truth, of honesty, of modesty, of perseverance, of hard work. These things are first taught in the family. Modern developmental psychology shows that many of the personality disorders of grown-up people have their roots in what? Family deficiencies. They say we spend the second half of our life living out the habits we formed in the first part of our life. Of course, the miracles are possible. People do change, but those who grow up to become adults in a very perverse environment and quite perverted, it takes a miracle to change them. So a lot of the criminals in our society, a lot of the psychopaths in our society, a lot of the sociopaths in our society come out of what is called what? Dysfunctional families. And a lot of research has been done about this. Sociologists, criminologists have done a lot of research in this area, that if you take criminals, hardened criminals, people who have gone in and out of jail several times, who have killed people, who have hurt people, who have done all kinds of things, armed robbery and so on, go and do the research. You discover that 80% of them at least, they come out of families that are dysfunctional. The mother and father may still be living together, but they are living together like cat and dog. Many of them, the mother and father are not living together. When people are living together and they are just tolerating one another like co-tenants, what do you think will be the consequence in the children? The children are growing up and are looking at the faces from this age, this tiny little age of 6 months, 1 year. Children are watching the faces of their parents, even though they can't talk. And like the example I give often is that when daddy drives in and he comes in and he asks for his food, and then the food is not ready, and screams at mommy, and mommy dashes to go and hide under the table. The little baby sees that and shakes his head and says, in the real world, the person will get a big voice, now in the win. Or when mommy decides to discuss, to communicate, say, look, as Helen said before, we have not been communicating. There is this matter that I have not talked about. Let us communicate now. Let's talk. And they begin to talk. And daddy screams at her, and then she keeps quiet ever after. The little baby who is in the cradle shakes his head and said, now I know that in the real world, the one who is a bully wins. And that baby is gradually being schooled to become what? A bully. Don't be surprised if that child carries that bullying to the town and becomes a psychopath, a sociopath, a criminal. Every word and every deed of a parent is a fiber woven into the character of the child. We say that children are very impressionable. Children are very what? Impressionable. Easily, what you say, what you do can affect who they become. It does not just affect what they say and what they do, it affects who they become.